Hey guys, don't mind the mess. I'm busy building this Zcon. Just wanted to kind of give you guys kind of an idea of some of the things I do, to go along with those videos I did the other day on the bottom, which, you guys saw me do the coat of the polyurethane on there. Now it's super stout. It's had a chance to dry, so it's super tough. So now I'm going to do that same thing on the other side. You have a few options on this plane when you build it. You can go ahead and laminate and do the whole thing and then put the lids on after, or you can do crazy things like me, is place all your lids on. You notice I went through and I slit the back of the flute so I can hinge these on. I ran a piece of the fiberglass rod in all of these areas, basically right where it's hinged. So the lid itself, has a live hinge that's part of the lid on the top, but the back of the hinge has been released just one flute after the fiber rod has gone in there. So, and then the whole lid was glued down with hot glue, and same with all of the areas around. I made the notches for the areas for the fiberglass to go into the foam as hot glue, and then a little bit of hot glue just around the edges. So all of the lids, basically just all the utility bays, are all ready to go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some of my fiberglass mesh here, and I'm going to lightly squirt some 3M90 on a few of these areas so I can hold these lids down, and then I'll go ahead and fiberglass the whole thing. But the trick is I always draw the perimeter of the lids so you can see where they're at after you put the fiberglass in it, so you can go through and cut the relief out of there. So let me go ahead and do a few things here, and then I'll bring the video back up and show you kind of what I did. So, okay, you can see I sprayed a little bit of 3M90 on these edges, a few on the route where the lids go down, and you can see where I used the fiberglass mesh to go ahead and adhere the lids down. So now it's still a little tacky, and I'm going through and I'm actually, putting a couple of these pieces of fiberglass on here and let it kind of hang out for a second. When it gets tacky, then you just push it down. And what's nice is this allows you to go ahead and put the other fiberglass on top of it, but in the meantime, it's going to do is hold the lids down right out of your way here. So let me see here. I'm trying to do this while I'm holding the phone. So now that stuff's tacky, I don't want to use tape. I want to use, what I would want to do for strengthening it. So I'm basically going to put this fiberglass down, and then this hold the lids down. And what's nice is you can see where it's at, and then I'm going to go ahead and put a layer of fiberglass down on the whole thing. So sorry, I'm trying to do this and keep the focus on here. So I sprayed spray glue on these lids and on the foam around it so I can get this stuff down. So now I will use my handy dandy card here, push this stuff down, and I'll probably do is go through and throw another, just a quick layer. And you can see how close I'm going, up nice and close. And while that stuff's kind of still wet, I'll work it right onto the lid, work it right onto the top of the fiber. What I want to do is get these lids just to stay down. So now I'll do the other lids up here. And this is kind of the same process for putting all the fiberglass down on there. So now I'm just basically coating this fiberglass, getting it to stick down. So now my lids will stay closed while I do the rest of the stuff. So sorry, I don't have any help here today, but I wanted to kind of show you guys what I was doing. Some of the skunk work stuff that I don't usually show, because it's just kind of everybody has their build preferences and does things, but maybe it's about time I release some of this stuff out so you guys can see it. So now microfiberglass all around the perimeters of the lids. All the lids had their flute cut just after the fiberglass rod, and then everything is put down. I cleared all of the little spaces on each side so all of these can be all hot glued down, glued all the lids down, and got them ready for this. Now this whole thing is ready for a glass job on the top, which is going to make this super nice. And then once the glass job is done and the polyurethane is all done, then I'm going to go ahead tomorrow or whenever I get this done is I'll cut this all out, and then all of your lids will be hinged. You can paint over this stuff and laminate over it, and it all looks absolutely beautiful. And then all of the Coroplast will take, you know, the paint on the glass and be laminated, and it'll look amazing. So, and it's crazy strong. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Let me get this video posted.